All right, good evening, everyone. We have reconvened from closed session, and I have the following disclosure. By a 3-2 vote with council members Robles and Suen absent, the City Council authorized and directed the City Attorney's Office to defend the cases of Henderson versus Elk Grove Police Department and Arsonist v. JM Manufacturing Company, Inc. and all, as identified by the case number on the City Council meeting agenda. With that, we will adjourn the special meeting at 6 p.m. And that takes us to, let's see, some noise coming in. All right. I will call to order the Parking Authority of the City Council of the City of Elk Grove regular meeting. Today is Wednesday, July the 23rd. The time is 6 p.m. And would the secretary please call the roll?
Indeed, and thank you for the indulgence. This is a procedural item for our parking authority, which only meets once a month. It's a requirement that we meet once a month, once a year. Thank you. Sorry, once a year, the first meeting in July, and here we are. So thank you for that, City Manager Bierman. As a note for the service, the City Council serves as the board for the parking authority of the City of Elk Grove, and there is no additional stipend or pay that you receive as your service on this. But with that, I will move quickly through the roll call, starting with Board Member Spies. Present. Board Member Brewer.
Present.
Board Member Suen is absent. Vice Chair Robles is absent. And Chair Singh-Allen.
Present.
Excellent. We have a quorum, so we can hold this regular meeting that happens
Chair?
once a year.
All right, at this time, I'll open up public comment opportunity. Nobody signed up on this. I'll close the public comment. And it looks like we don't have a presentation.
We have a brief item, which
brief
is
item.
Section 3, the presentation
got
of
it.
the annual update on the parking authority, but I'll let staff handle that.
All right, staff.
Good evening. There are no updates to this item.
Okay, that was easy. Wish they were all like that. All right, well, I will go ahead and open up public comment opportunity on this. Nobody signed up. I'll close public comment. And at this time, we will go ahead and adjourn. At 6:02 p.m. Yes, they're not always like that. All right. Now, at this time, I will call to order the Elk Grove City Council regular meeting. Today is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. The time is 6:02 p.m. Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. This meeting of the Elk Grove City Council will be cablecast on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and AT&T Uverse cable systems. This meeting is closed captioned and webcast at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Tonight's meeting replays will be on Friday, July 25th at 1 p.m. and Monday, July 28th at 1 p.m. on Channel 14. Previous meetings can be viewed online at the 3Ws, elkgrove.gov or youtube.com/metrocable14. For members of the participating audience who may have personal electronic devices, please place them on silent mode during the meeting or on mute when you are not speaking. The Elk Grove City Council welcomes, appreciates, and encourages participation in the City Council meeting. The City Council requests that you limit your presentation to 3 minutes per person so that all present will have time to participate. City Council reserves the right to reasonably limit the total time for public comment on any particular notice agenda item as it may deem necessary. Pursuant to Resolution Number 2010-24, no individual speaker concerning public comment may address the City Council for more than 3 minutes. If you wish to address the Council during the meeting, you can find a blue speaker card, which can be found at the back of the chamber, and please provide that to our Deputy City Clerk prior to consideration of the agenda item. And with that, one more time, we're going to make a round for the roll call, but this time with our City Council, and starting with Councilmember Spies.
Present.
Councilmember Brewer.
Present.
I will note that Councilmembers Suen and Vice Mayor Robles are absent, and Mayor Singh-Allen.
Here. Thank you. All right, next up is our land acknowledgement. Assisting will be Councilmember Brewer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We honor, respect, and acknowledge Elk Grove's first inhabitants, the Plains Miwok, who lived as sovereign caretakers of this land and these waterways since time immemorial. We commemorate and advocate for their descendants, the Wilton Rancheria tribe, the only federally recognized tribe in Sacramento County, who endure because of the bravery, resiliency, and determination of their ancestors, tribal members, and leaders.
All right. Next up is our Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to call forward, please recognize Troop 59, who is joining us today. Would Troop 59 please come forward and help lead us in the pledge this evening?
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two.
Thank you. All right, at this time, please join us for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Next up is our approval of the agenda, and we have some items that we are moving around.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd ask that we move item 9.1 following consent, followed by 8.2, followed by 8.1, then following the rest of the agenda as proposed.
All right. With that change, can I get a second?
I second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item.
Under Section 3, the closed session, we have no closed session items on the regular agenda, which will advance us to Section 4, presentations and announcements, with that one item being 4.1, the new hire introductions.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. I'm Jason Behrman, your City Manager. It's always a pleasure to be able to introduce our new employees as well as those who are receiving promotions. So we'll go ahead and start with our Police Department and our Assistant Chief, Brian Shaw.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. We have 18 in total. Not all are here, but so we'll get through these. Hopefully you're ready for this. Parking Enforcement Technician Tamim Kabir, not here tonight, was hired on April 21st. Tamim was born in Dusseldorf, Germany, and moved to Elk Grove at 12 years old. He graduated Laguna Creek High School and later completed his degree in business administration at Sacramento State. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, Tamim was a store manager for Walgreens and a real estate agent. Officer Michael McKee, also hired April 21st. Michael was born and raised in Elk Grove and graduated from Cosumnes Oaks High School. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, he was a deputy with the San Diego County Sheriff's Office and relocated back to Elk Grove to be closer to family. Now we have some present. Administrative Assistant 2, Anna Scaife, come on up. Anna was raised in Elk Grove and graduated from Valley High School. Go Vikings. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, she worked for Human Resources for Sutter for 19 years and has been volunteering at our VIPS program for over 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya. Senior Management Analyst Fauna Shrago, hired on May 19th. Fauna is from Sacramento area and obtained her bachelor's degree in political science and legal studies from Chico State. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, Fauna spent over 20 years working in financial and regulatory compliance. She most recently worked for the city of Lake Forest in Orange County. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Dispatcher Stephanie, you come on up. I'll read this one. She's not here tonight. Dispatcher Stephanie Kotecki, I hired on June 16th. Stephanie was born and raised in Stockton. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, she was a dispatcher for the Stockton Police Department for 19 years and the El Dorado County for 1 year. And with me here, Animal Services Volunteer and Events Coordinator Jennifer Magana, hired on May 30th. Jennifer was born in Sacramento and raised in Galt. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, she was a general manager for WAG Hotels and a volunteer coordinator for Front Street Animal Shelter for several years. So thank you for coming tonight. I'm going to go through some of our promoted employees. Management Analyst 2, Gabrielle Flynn, promoted on June 15th. Gabrielle has worked with the Elk Grove Police Department since June 30th of 2014. She's currently assigned to the Professional Standards Bureau, originally from Chicago. There we go. Thank you for coming out. Captain Carlos Vina, promoted April 27th. Carlos joined the Elk Grove Police Department May 15th of 2016. Prior to his promotion, he served as a lieutenant for the Professional Standards Bureau. Carlos currently oversees our investigations and animal services division. So thanks for coming out. All right. Lieutenant Jonathan Gong, promoted April 27th as well. John joined the Elk Grove Police Department on April 3rd of 2016. Prior to his promotion, he served as a sergeant in the Professional Standards Bureau and is currently assigned as a watch commander on patrol. So, thank you. Sergeant Yusuf Parker, not here tonight. Yusuf joined the Elk Grove Police Department May 8th of 2006. Prior to his promotion, he worked in patrol and intermittently served overseas with the United States Army. Yusuf's currently assigned to patrol. He's on graveyard. It's no wonder he's not here. Lieutenant Jason Kiersing, promoted on May 18th as well. Jason joined the Elk Grove Police Department on April 5th, 2006. Prior to his promotion, he worked as a motor sergeant for our traffic unit. And Jason is currently assigned to our Employee Resources and Wellness unit. All right, Sergeant Sean McPherson. Sorry, a pregnant pause there for you to come up. Promoted May 18th as well. Sean joined the Elk Grove Police Department on August 29th, 2022. Prior to his promotion, he worked as a motor officer for our traffic unit, and Sean is currently assigned to patrol as a supervisor. Thank you. Officer Jason Goodlett, also not here. He's promoted on June 17th. Chase was born, did I say Chase? Yeah, I did. Chase was born and raised in Elk Grove and graduated from Cosumnes Oaks High School. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, he worked for the American Medical Response as an emergency medical tech for 2 years. He served 4 years in the United States Marine Corps, and Chase graduated from the Sacramento Sheriff's Academy last month and is currently in field training. Officer Stephen Ng is here, promoted the same day. Stephen joined the Elk Grove Police Department on August 1st of 2022 as a community service officer. He worked patrol and later was assigned to traffic for parking enforcement. Stephen graduated the Sacramento Police Academy last month and is currently in field training. So thank you for coming out. Officer Dana Vasquez, saw you out there. Also promoted June 17th. Dana was born in Antigua, Guatemala, and raised in California. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, she worked at the Los Rios Police Department for approximately 7 years. Dana graduated the Sacramento Sheriff's Academy last month and is currently in field training. Thank you. Appreciate it. Officer Arturo Herrera, promoted on June 20th. Arturo was born and raised in Coachella. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, he worked for Stanford University for approximately 15 years. Arturo graduated the Sacramento Sheriff's Academy last month and is currently in field training. Thank you. Appreciate it. Officer Cameron Avila, promoted June 20th as well. Cameron was born in Reno and raised in San Luis Obispo. He earned his degree from CSU Sacramento and was enrolled in Law Enforcement Candidate Scholar Program, which is the LEX program. Cameron graduated the Sacramento Police Department Academy last month and is currently in field training. Thank you. Have fun tonight. We're in graveyard as well tonight. All right, and then our last is not present with us, Officer Lucas Lamborn, promoted on June 20th. Lucas was born in Sacramento, raised in Valley Springs. Prior to joining the Elk Grove Police Department, he worked as a ski patroller for a resort in the winters and worked as a lumber yard during the summers. Lucas graduated the Sacramento Police Academy last month and is currently in field training. Thank you. That's all from the police department. Short list of 18.
Just one more that I'll mention from the police department, and that is our new assistant chief, Brian Schaff, which takes over for Paul Solomon. So congratulations. Excited to have him that way. All right. I'm going to just briefly, I know I've already introduced Raj Prasad, our new finance director. He's not here this evening. He joins us from most recently the city of Napa. He also worked for West Sacramento as well as Citrus Heights. So great experience, and he's really dove in and is doing a great job. I believe he's with his daughter touring some college campuses. So look forward to having him back. So in his absence, we have Kara Taylor Seaman, who will be introducing her employee for the finance department.
Good evening. I am here to introduce Isabel Gonzalez as a promotion. She received her promotion in the finance department on June 15th. Isabel has been employed here at the city in the finance department for 6 years. Initially, she served as our accounting technician, and in June, she was promoted to accountant 1. In her leisure time, Isabel enjoys traveling and spending time with her family. She is eager to contribute to the success of the accounting team in her new role and determined to make a positive impact. And the finance team is very excited to welcome her into her new role. Thank you, Isabel.
All right, public affairs? No. Economic development. You're right, Daryl. Come on up. Keep you on your toes.
Good evening, Council. I am very pleased to welcome Melissa Lasher to the City of Elk Grove. She is our new Economic Development Analyst. Mel, as she likes to be called, joined us on May 19th, 2025. Mel is an Oakland and Berkeley native. She has a bachelor's degree in Homeland Security with a minor in Intelligence Analysis and a master's degree in Human Security and Resilience. Her professional experience includes roles with the Placer County Office of Economic Development and Housing, the Albany Police Department, and she also has worked for her family's small business in Berkeley. So please welcome Melissa.
Good evening, Krista Nelson with the Public Affairs Office, and I'm pleased to introduce to you Josh Armstrong. He's our new Community Events Specialist in the Public Affairs Office. Josh brings a diverse background in creativity, production, and community engagement to the City of Elk Grove. His career has spanned from music and venue ownership to leading events for Sony PlayStation and directing operations for a top Bay Area event decor company. Most recently, he managed citywide events for the City of Lincoln and now applies his expertise to Elk Grove, blending creativity, logistics, and public service to benefit the community outside of work. Josh enjoys woodworking, supporting local organizations, and spending time with his family.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Christopher Jordan, Community Development Director. I'm not here this evening, unfortunately, is Jennifer Johnson, the first of our new hires as we make the conversion from consultant to in-house staff in the Development Engineering Group. Jen comes to us from the city of Sacramento, where she was there for a long period of time running their development engineering group, prior experience in Napa County area with a utility, and then experience working various consultancies both here and in Georgia, where she's originally from, and is finishing a trip visiting her mother this week. So we welcome her and are very excited to have her with us.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jeff Warner, your Public Works Director. Happy to be here this evening to present our new hires and promotions. First is someone who's not here with us, but Maxwell Hines is a maintenance technician hired on April 7th, 2025. Max worked in the fuel industry for 10 years and has held several different positions such as service technician and compliance testing technician. As his family started to grow, he looked for a career that allowed him to spend more time with his family, and he's thankful to have landed here in the city of Elk Grove with our drainage maintenance team. He's interested in being an involved dad and husband and is expecting a new baby any day now. That's a theme you'll see here a little bit. Next up is Freddie Gallardo. He's our new fleet supervisor. Freddie, congratulations. Thanks for being here with us. He has over 30 years of experience in the automotive and heavy equipment industry, including nearly 2 decades in public sector fleet management. He's worked in fleet management with the County of Sacramento as well as UC Davis, and he likes to ride his bike, interestingly enough, with his family, garden, and volunteer at his local church. Congrats, Freddie. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yep. Next up is Brett Gardner. Brett Brett's a senior maintenance technician, was hired on June 16th. He comes to us from the private sector where he worked for 7 years in paving asphalt and all aspects of pavement. He grew up in Sacramento, and in his free time, he spends time with his 2-year-old son, exploring outdoors and watching the New York Jets. Congratulations for being a member. Thanks. Next is Alex Lepper. This is a promotion. Alex was promoted to operations manager, where he now oversees our newly created division for landscaping, open space, and facilities. He has over 15 years of public maintenance experience, including most recently as our landscape maintenance supervisor, a park maintenance supervisor with the Cosumnes CSD, and a park ranger with the city of Lompoc. He's excited to expand his responsibilities to include city facilities, again, newly created division, and improve the services that his teams provide overall. Outside of work, Alex enjoys traveling with his wife and 2 kids, hiking, working on his vintage Volkswagen truck that has been in this family since 1970, and restoring vintage mountain bikes. Congrats, Alex. Thanks. Our other 2 promotions, unfortunately, were not able to join us tonight. First is Sarab Balramond. He is on paternity leave as of this evening. He was promoted to associate engineer on June 15th. He initially interned with the city's operations and maintenance division as a consultant while attending Sac State. After graduating, he went to work for an outside engineering firm and then finally made his way back here to the city of Elk Grove as an assistant engineer. And after 2.5 years of hard work, he's been promoted to associate engineer. He enjoys traveling and spending time with his family and is officially on paternity leave again starting tonight. Krista Guzman was promoted to associate civil engineer. He couldn't be here due to a family commitment. He also was promoted on June 15th. He joined us over a year ago and recently achieved his professional civil engineering license, leading to his promotion to associate civil engineer. He is a graduate of San Jose State University and brings over 11 years of experience working in public works. Outside of work, Chris enjoys time with his wife and son, and he's a big sports fan. Thank you.
All right. Let's do an enthusiastic round of applause for all of our new hires and promotions. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you. All right, next is our public comment. At this time, I will go ahead and open up the public comment opportunity. We will start with Eileen Conwell, followed by Mel Scott.
And good evening. Nice to see you. I'm Eileen Conwell. I'm going to tag team with Mel Scott to talk about Gresha, one of 2 advocacy groups in Elk Grove's rural area. We hope this information helps you understand our passion for protecting the rural community. We can't talk about Gresha without talking about Shirley Peters. Shirley was a founding member of Gresha and the president of the organization from its establishment in 1989 and continuing until her death in April 2023. Yes, for 34 years. Shirley and her husband Paul bought a 2-acre parcel in the new Sheldon Road Estates rural subdivision in 1970, had a home built, and settled in with their 2 growing children. In 1989, Elk Grove was not yet incorporated, and the county was developing a new urban plan for the southern portion of the county. Being a new subdivision, Sheldon Road Estates was still sparsely built out. However, residents building their homes and lives here were very concerned about the urban encroachment being proposed. They realized it was necessary to get involved with the county regarding land use planning. Little did they know this involvement would be a forever commitment. Gathered around each other's kitchen tables were homeowners who bought acreage in this newly established ag-res development. The hot topic was how to preserve the rural zoning being threatened by the county's new urban plan to bring high densities into the neighborhood. Carl Amundsen, a longtime Elk Grove resident and community activist, mentored these new residents in dealing with county agencies regarding land use planning. During these kitchen table meetings, the name Greater Sheldon Road Estates Homeowners Association was created, henceforth known as Gresha. Abutting the ag-res parcels located north of the Gresha homes was undeveloped land owned by the Perry sisters. With building and new developments at a peak, land was quickly bought up by local developers. A group of Sacramento developers bought the Perry sisters' land and joined with others to rezone their land from agriculture to RD urban zoning. The open land was so significant in size that the county, by law, had to produce an environmental impact review. This took several years of study with continued involvement by Gresha. Ultimately, 5 to 10 houses per acre began to encroach on Gresha's parcels.
Eileen, does that conclude your remarks?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to start a new timer.
Yes, please.
For Mel. Come on up, sir. After Mel will be Landon Tymachko.
Thank you. I'm going to continue on. The county wanted to open Marcia and Briskin roads to allow Perry Ranch residents access to Sheldon Road. Also, the development was slated to abut the Gresha and AgRes community. Gresha members combined their efforts and resources and hired a land use attorney to assist with their battle. As a result of their determination, Marcia and Briskin roads were closed to the north, and the 38 acres of wetland and open spaces were designated in perpetuity between Gresha and Perry Ranch. After this long and grueling but satisfying experience, without hesitation, Gresha members made a commitment to preserve the history of the rural lifestyle of Elk Grove. Thus began Gresha's long journey in protecting the rural area, including its boundaries, our beloved rural lifestyle, and that journey continues today. December 2017, the city of Elk Grove issued a proclamation to Shirley that ends with, "Be it resolved that the City Council of Elk Grove hereby extends its heartfelt gratitude honoring the talents and dedication of Shirley Peters, thanking her for her positive contributions in citizen activism, first and foremost for keeping it country." We believe that Shirley is with us in spirit as we navigate the proposed summer villas threat. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Next up is Landon Tymachko, followed by Bonnie Stensler.
Thank you, Mayor St. Ellen and Councilmember Brewer and Councilmember Space. Troop 59, go ahead and stand up. I'd like to introduce to the City Council as well as those attending some of my scouts. We are with Elk Grove Troop 59. Some of you are well familiar with Troop 59, but for those that are not, Elk Grove Scout Troop 59 has been a scout troop in Elk Grove for over 100 years. We just celebrated 104 years as a scout troop here in Elk Grove. The scouts here are participating in their citizenship in the community merit badge and are here to learn about what active citizenship means. One thing that I would like to just bring to attention is that recently our troop went to summer camp, and we went to summer camp with almost all of the troops of Elk Grove. So there were 4 of the 5 Elk Grove troops that recently went to Camp Royane over in the Bay Area, and we definitely demonstrated our Elk Grove pride. So Troop 255, 288, 118, and Troop 59 all brought Elk Grove to Camp Royane, which, by the way, also just celebrated 100 years as a scout camp, so quite a legacy. So go ahead and sit down. Sit down, boys. I wanted to so they didn't know I was getting up here, so I wanted to demonstrate to them the opportunity to present and be involved in their community. The one thing that I actually did want to bring to the council and the city's attention is one issue that we deal with on a fairly regular basis, and that is the collection of retired flags. So oftentimes we are the recipients of community members that may be flying their U.S. flags proudly. That may be citizens at a home, a business, sometimes they're agencies or otherwise. But we find that fire departments, maybe the police department, but particularly the scout units, because we are visible and we are respectful of the U.S. flag, oftentimes are the recipients of flags that people no longer have a use for because they're old, they're tattered, they don't know what to do with them. So being respectful of that, we have ceremonies that we usually will do our best to retire flags, but oftentimes we get more flags than we know what to do with. Okay, and so I'm bringing this to your attention as to open the idea that maybe we as the Scout Troop Income partnership with the city, maybe the CSD, come up with a plan for how we can properly collect and properly retire the U.S. flags that we collect a lot of. And we do our best, but it's something that's sort of out of sight, out of mind, and I want to bring it to your attention as possibly something that we can work together with. So that's it.
Thank you. And I'll stay in touch with you to follow up on that item.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing the troops here. Our final speaker is Bonnie Stensler.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city manager, and our clerk, and our assistant police chief. Welcome. I'm here tonight with a couple of my Glenbrook lady friends, my best friends, Karen Dorn and Marian Almeida. And we're here to personally invite you to our National Night Out festivities on August 5th. Our Glenbrook community really looks forward to this event each year. Once again, it's an opportunity for us to meet with our local heroes, the first responders, our police, firefighters, EMTs, chat with our mayor, as well as chat with others, elected officials about our city and our community's future. We submitted the requested paperwork, but we take pleasure in extending a personal invite to you tonight. So we hope to see you all on August 5th. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. You'll definitely see me.
Thank you.
All right. All right. At this time, I will go ahead and close the public comment opportunity. And that takes us to our city manager's general administration report.
Good evening again. A few items to report on this evening. First, we're excited to announce that 16 startups are advancing to the semifinals of Pitch Elk Grove 2025. This year's competition set a record with 70 applications, and for the first time, a San Joaquin County-based startup is among the semifinalists, showcasing the event's growing regional reach and impact. The finals will take place at District 56 on September 4th. Registration is free. It can be at elkgrove.gov/pitchelkgrove. The city's Disability Advisory Committee is currently accepting nominations for their Above and Beyond Awards. This award program was started in 2007 to recognize individuals, businesses, and organizations that go above and beyond for individuals with disabilities in our community. If you know someone deserving of this recognition, submit a nomination online through the city's website before Tuesday, August 12th. The award will be presented at a city council meeting in October. Applications to honor Elk Grove veterans through the Military Street Banner Program are being accepted through September 1st for the next round of installations. As the council recall, this was a directive that the council approved recently to make those applications free. And so for the first time, we'll have a free banner installation available to all honorably discharged service members who reside in Elk Grove or resided in Elk Grove but may now be deceased, or those who have had involvement with an Elk Grove service organization or attended an Elk Grove high school. The city's website is available for additional details. From limited time specials to creative anniversary themed offerings, Elk Grove businesses are helping us mark 25 years of cityhood this month by offering special deals through July 31st. There's some information about this on our website. And just a reminder that the draft community participation framework that we talked about is available online for members to make comments on, and that will be through the end of August. And that concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions that the council might have.
Any questions?
I do actually.
Yes.
And I could actually be criticized for maybe not holding this till later, but I wanted to say this when everybody was in the room and listening early. We were all lucky in the last couple of days to get some information, some kudos, some appreciation from residents and actually from visiting folks. There was a comment that someone had left on our public line related to about how impressed they were with our planning department and with the general cleanliness of the city. And the gentleman went on and on about how it's not that way where he comes from in Southern California. And so he wanted to make sure that we expressed appreciation to staff for that as well. Also, I had a conversation actually with a leader of another scout pack recently, scout troop, sorry. And it just came up in conversation. I wasn't fishing for information, but part of the reason for being in that was discussion about homelessness and homelessness encampments. And the scout leader mentioned to me, without being asked, mentioned that the appearance from her view was that homelessness encampments are getting better, or there are less of them, or it is less intrusive in the last year. And so I wanted to make sure, she wanted to express to Public Works, to PD, to the homeless team, the rest of the city, that it's actually, it appears from her vantage point to be getting better. And then the last thing that's been on the news about fireworks. There's going to be a presentation that we're going to get in the coming weeks. So I don't want to go into any of that. But I think what was interesting was that someone had noted in the news, and someone had noted in the in Nextdoor, been a lot of folks, that it was kind of neighborhood by neighborhood of where there were improvements. But there were a lot of people that were saying that there was improvement. So again, I know this is probably could have waited to the end. But I think I wanted to say it when the room was full, and that everybody is listening, that there are people who are noticing that the staff is making the lives of our residents very, very, making it improved. And so I wanted to thank you on that.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Any other comments, questions? No? All right, we will move on. Next item is our consent calendar items. I will go ahead and open up the public comment opportunity. Nobody has signed up on consent. I'll close public comment. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, so as discussed earlier, we're going to take some items first. So we will go ahead and move on to item 9.1.
And that is to receive information and consider resolution adopting an amended City of Elk Grove flag policy to include the Wilton Rancheria tribal flag in the list of flags approved to be flown on city-owned property.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Femi Omotesho, Management Analyst in the City Manager's Office. And this staff report is for council to receive information and consider a resolution adopting an amended City of Elk Grove flag policy to include the Wilton Rancheria tribe flag in the list of flags approved to be flown on the city-owned property. To give a little background information, in September 2019, the Elk Grove City Council adopted a flag policy guiding the types of flags allowed to fly at city facilities and on city property. The original policy allowed the following flags to be flown: the national flag of the United States of America, the official state of California flag, official flag of the City of Elk Grove, prisoner of war, and military flags flown at District 56. On May 25, 2022, the city's flag policy was amended to allow for the display of the Progress Pride flag to commemorate the observance of Pride Month during the month of June each year. The Wilton Rancheria tribe made a request to the city to fly the tribal flag in front of the city hall. The tribe's flag stands as a powerful emblem of their distinct tribal identity and rich heritage, fostering indigenous pride and serving as a vital visual representation of their people. Featuring an acorn, eagle, and salmon, the flag connects tribal members, educators, and the wider community to the tribe's history and enduring culture. As a unique expression of the Wilton Rancheria tribal's heritage, the flag offers a meaningful glimpse into their tradition and their traditions and identity. Let's not forget that the Wilton Rancheria tribe holds a unique and significant position within Sacramento County, as it is the only federally recognized tribe in the county. The tribe's historical connection to the Elk Grove area is profound, and their contribution to the city are substantial. Flying their flag at City Hall will serve as a meaningful and visible acknowledgement of their sovereignty and enduring importance to the community. This action will not only honor the tribe, but also underscore the city's commitment to inclusivity and respect for its rich, diverse history. I would like to emphasize here that the City Council retains authority to review and modify the flag policy as needed to align with the city's evolving mission, vision, and values. Staff believes this revision, made at the request of the Wilton Rancheria tribe, is consistent with these principles. If approved, the flag will fly year-round in front of City Hall at 8401 Laguna Palms Way. The flag will fly on a new 25-foot flagpole and installed near the current flag, the flag of the United States. The new flagpole will be shorter than the US flag, and with the height, aligning with the height of the existing shorter pole, which currently displays the City of Elk Grove flag. The flag raising ceremony will occur in November during the Native American Heritage Month. The fiscal impact. This action will not generate a significant fiscal impact, as staff anticipates the cost to not exceed $10,000. Cost to purchase the flag and install the flagpole will be absorbed within the existing city budget. So the recommendation from staff is that City Council consider the resolution adopting an amended City of Elk Grove flag policy to include the Wilton Rancheria tribal flag in the list of flags approved to be flown on city-owned property. That's the conclusion of my presentation. I'm available for questions, but before then, I'd like to invite Chairman Tarango of the Wilton Rancheria tribe to say a few words. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and members of the community of Elk Grove. Before I get going here, I just want to say that this isn't something I think that, maybe some people out there in the community think that this was thought of last week and we're doing something. This is something that we've thought about for a long time. It's something that I think has been needed. And again, I think people know here in the city that we're a people that things happen when they are intended to happen. And so for that, we're happy to be here today. But again, my name's Jesus Tarango, the proud chairman of Wilton Rancheria. And I want to thank everybody for giving me a few minutes to speak tonight, again, about something that means a great deal to my people. And I think even more importantly, our community. Raising our tribal flag at City Hall may seem like a small gesture, but for us, it's an incredible, meaningful thing. This land is where our people have lived, walked, and taken care of for thousands of years. It's our home, and it always will be. On our flag, you will see prominently the acorn, the eagle, and the salmon. And as flags, when they're created, what they're supposed to represent, it's that identity, it's the history, right? It's that education to other people. The acorn symbolizes the nourishment and the self-sustainability of my people. For generations, it was our main food source in this region. The eagle embodies wisdom, vision, and the ability to see forward and to see through adversity and to rise above challenges. It reminds us to lead with clarity and strength. And the salmon speaks to our connection to the rivers, to adaptability, and to the long journey home. Salmon live in both fresh and salt water, making their way upstream against all odds. They teach us about determination, change, and the importance of caring for the earth. If we take care of the land and the rivers, they will continue to take care of us. Together, these elements are a reflection of values that remind us to live in balance, to honor our identities and traditions, and to be good relatives in today's world. In closing, I'd like to specifically call attention to the symbolism of flying the tribe's flag next to the California state flag and those other flags. It shows that Elk Grove recognizes us as equal partners, that our sovereignty matters, and that the tribes deserve a seat at the table alongside state and federal governments. We're grateful to the city for taking this step. We hope that other cities take notice and follow Elk Grove's lead in recognizing the importance of including tribes in visible ways. And again, some people they won't get mad at me for going a little off script. But again, I want to say deeply from the bottom of my heart, as a young boy, I always knew who I was. Always knew. It was embedded in me through my mother, my father, and the teachings of my grandfather and other elders. And I will say that I was very fortunate to be educated in that and where I came from and who we were, but not everybody's given that same opportunity. And I think that when people think about flags, I think there's always a call to people to say, well, not above the U.S. flag, right? I'm here to remind people that if you think about what your flag means to you, ask me what my flag means to me. And I'm pretty sure we'll have the same answers as to what goes into that flag, what it represents, and the meaning behind that. And again, I'm one of those people that I say we have more in common than we do different. And I would welcome any conversations with people if they want to talk about what this means to us. And it's not about saying that we're better than anybody, because we're not. But we all come from this land, and it's a way for us to teach our community about the significance and the importance of the biggest community partner to the city, which is my people and our people. And with that, I just want to say again, it's a beautiful day. I hope that this happens. Talking a little bit about making our own history here, if we decide to do that in November, that's something that for generations our community could come together and see those flags fly in that ceremony or whatever it may be. But that's what my vision is, to be an old man one day and to see that happening, and to see it should have been something as it should have always been that way. But that's okay. We're not here to talk about that here. We're here to talk about what we're doing now, as it is in our own power, right? We create our own reality. And so with that, again, I appreciate you guys letting me go a little bit longer than my 3 minutes or what you may give, but this is a big day, not only for my people, not only for the city of Elk Grove, but also a time that our country needs right now, right? We're all the same. We're all here for the same reason. So with that, in closing, it's an honor on behalf of my people and my nation to be here today, and we pray and hope that we see this through. Dongi Gomo.
Thank you, Chairman Tarango. At this time, I will go ahead and open up the public comment opportunity. I do not have anyone signed up to speak on this item, so I will close the public comment opportunity. And Chairman Tarango, I see you. I see the tribe and your amazing contributions to not just our city, our entire region. We recognize your sovereignty, and I proudly support having the tribal flag fly here in our city as the original inhabitants. This land is our land. It's your land. And I continue to learn from you. You have an amazing way of sharing your wisdom. And that's probably why you're the chairman. But I want to thank you. Thank you for your friendship, your partnership, and your continued guidance and mentorship on this issue. Council colleagues, I'll look to the left.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. I still remember when our city was working with the Wilton Rancheria on the gambling compact. And during that time, the Elk Grove community came out in force talking about how the Wilton Rancheria was part of the Elk Grove community, how deeply embedded the Wilton Rancheria tribe was in our community. And so I see this as a great step forward and just a further acknowledgement of the fantastic relationship the city of Elk Grove and the Wilton Rancheria tribe have. So this is not something that this council or this city takes lightly. I mean, we've had many discussions about flags and what can be raised, as the staff report mentions about the pride flag. And so this is a big deal, but I also think it is definitely appropriate with the Wilton Rancheria tribe, acknowledging that partnership, that kinship that we have. So I'm happy to support it. It's good to see you, Chairman.
Councilmember Brewer?
Thank you, Chairman Tarango. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate your words that you provided to us tonight. Because every time the conversation involves sovereignty, the role of the Wilton Rancheria in Sacramento County and in the history of Sacramento is undisputed, period, full stop. But when we talk about raising the flag of the Wilton Rancheria, it affirms our partnership on many levels, but it also signifies a brotherhood that the city of Elk Grove and its residents have with the Wilton Rancheria. And it's something that we have known for many years. But I think as we talk about raising the flag here at city-owned property, it also reaffirms who we are as a community, but it also strongly reaffirms the Wilton Rancheria as a sovereign nation. And that's something that we should all take pride in and all be very aware of, because not every community has that strong relationship with their nation of the first man. They just don't. And for us to make that affirmation through this significance in amending our flag policy is one in many steps that we are doing as Elk Grove. And why a lot of people from outside of Elk Grove, when they hear about Elk Grove, they take a step back and they really, really speak not only in platitudes, but they talk about, that's how my community should be. A lot of communities throughout California are getting there, but I like how when we're faced with those questions, we never blink. We never stutter. We never pause, because we recognize that significance of being our brother and sister's keeper. We recognize the fellowship that we have and that we continue to have. And I'm very proud that we are having this discussion, but hopefully it's the opening for continued discussions, because that's how we continue to move forward as a community. We talk about bringing the people together, having a sense of unity, because everything is fractured nationwide right now, and it is. It's like a deep fissure. But if we could play a little role in showing people how we can operate, how we can handle, and how we can love each other and treat each other as fellow human beings, this can provide some inspiration for a lot of communities throughout the nation. So with that said, thank you so much.
Councilmember Spies?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And Dr. Femi, if I could ask you to bring up the details slide real quick while I get started. Plain and simple, I strongly support it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think there's absolutely zero controversy here. I have had, a few folks who have called me concerned about it. I think it's simply because they just didn't understand, because once I explained it, it really wasn't a problem. So if you could bring up the details slide, and I'll repeat for the record, for people who may not be listening, the details slide was the one that talked about how, keep going. Keep going. It says details on it. Yeah, right there. Okay. Flying year round in front of City Hall at 8401 Laguna Palms Way, installed on a 25-foot flagpole west of the current U.S. flagpole. That is a completely separate flagpole. It's a third flagpole. This new flagpole will be shorter than the United States flagpole, aligning with the height of the existing flagpole, which currently displays the City of Elk Grove flag. Okay? And then, of course, the flag raising ceremony. There's zero controversy here. Anybody has a problem, give me a call. We'll talk about it, but I approve it, and I'm certainly happy to make the motion.
Yeah, and second, thank you.
This is the moment where I'm reminded with Chairman Charanga's comments that the time is always right to do what is right. So I'm so proud of our city getting here today. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, let's see, we were going to 8.2, is the applicant here for 8.2? Perfect. Okay.
And we'll continue our agenda hopscotch to 8.2. So public hearing to consider actions relating to the Elliott Springs Village 3 project and various actions as will be detailed by staff.
Good evening, Mayor Singh Allen, members of the Elk Grove City Council, Antonia Oblog, Community Development, here to present to you item 8.2, which is the Elliott Springs Village 3 project. Please bear with me. This project does have quite a bit of moving parts that I'll explain for the council and the audience here tonight. This project consists of an addendum to a previously certified environmental impact report, an amendment to the existing Elliott Springs Special Planning Area to accommodate changes within Elliott Springs Village 3, a development agreement amendment to modify the terms and conditions of the Elliott Springs Development Agreement, a tentative subdivision map, conditions of approval amendment, and a tentative subdivision map, a new tentative subdivision map for Elk Grove Springs, or Elliott Springs Village 3, and that map includes subdivision design review. The project is located at the corner of Waterman Road and Bond Road. It encompasses approximately 230 acres. There is a 74-acre open space preserve at the north end of the project. Construction of this new residential neighborhood began approximately in 2021, and a number of single-family homes, a park, and drainage facilities have since been completed, and residential construction and construction of a new park continue today. The project is located in the Elliott Springs Special Planning Area. This is a special planning district that encompasses this new master plan community. We are looking to amend that tonight in coordination with the development team. The SPA amendments include updates to acreages based on final maps that have already been approved for that subdivision, a reconfiguration of the village core, and I'll get into that later on in the presentation. The village core would result in 21 additional patio home lots. Those are the types of lots they have in Village 3, which is an age-restricted portion of this community. Along with that reconfiguration of the village core would be updated standards for pedestrian connectivity within that Village 3 age-restricted portion of the special planning area. We would also clarify some of the setback standards in that village and also provide new parking standards for the Village 3 core, which is where the clubhouse and community amenities for that age-restricted portion of the community would be. As I mentioned, Village 3 is the age-restricted portion of the Elliott Springs development. Will be developed out with what they are calling patio homes. It's a unique style of development, and there will be a lot of interconnected pathways and corridors throughout that community so that the residents can get around through the community and visit neighbors, and also have a pedestrian path to the village core, which will be where the clubhouse and amenities will be. As I mentioned, there will be modifications to the Village 3 core. You can see the existing special planning area design on the left side of your screen, and what is proposed on the right side of your screen. The original plan called for both a community clubhouse with community recreation facilities and what they called a lodge facility. The lodge facility was to be dedicated for assisted living type units versus the independent type living units. Again, that was proposed by the original developer. Elliott Springs acquired this property sometime after approval, and their focus now is on the proposed site plan, which is really focused on the clubhouse and community recreation facilities, as you can see on the right. That community clubhouse actually is going through the formal design review process at this time with the planning department. On the screen before you, you can see some of the changes that have to happen with that Village 3 tentative map in that community core to accommodate the focus on that clubhouse. On the left side, you could see it's sort of a bifurcated design with Lot A and B, with Lot B for the clubhouse and Lot A for the lodge. Now it's a single Lot A for the clubhouse, and then the remainder of that highlighted area is subdivided into residential lots. It goes from, right now it's 261 lots. The resulting new subdivision would accommodate 282 lots. So that's an increase of 21 units within that Village 3 area. With all these changes, we do have to update the development agreement between the city and the developer. Most of this is because of some of these updated standards that go along with the special planning area, and also updates to the map and the new map for Village 3. We're also adding some termination dates for the new Village 3 map with the maps with the villages that are under construction now. We provided them a 10-year span to get those projects completed. Since we're approving the Village 3 map this evening, we are also giving that map a 10-year life span for them to develop that out. We are also tonight doing a tentative subdivision map conditions of approval amendment. This applies to the map for phases 1 and 2, which are the phases that are under construction now. The request there is to remove conditions 30 and 40. Those conditions are related to the Bond Road storm drainage system. And also there's a request to modify condition 20, which is related to fencing along one of the pedestrian paseo lots within the subdivision.
Just to be clear, you did state 13, not 30, correct? I thought I heard
13, conditions 13 and 40.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and those conditions are on the screen before you. Those conditions relate to financial contribution to Bond Road storm drain upsizing system. When this project was originally processed, it was processed in parallel with a storm drain master plan update. That storm drain master plan update recommended upsizing the storm drain system in Bond Road based on the analysis that was done at that time. Since that time, our Public Works Department has reanalyzed that Bond Road storm drain system based on an updated model and updated storm data. And they determined that the recalibrated stormwater model did demonstrate that the city's performance criteria for that Bond Road storm water system could meet the 10-year and 100-year rainfall events, even with the addition of the lots from the Elliott Springs development, because it was found that it could perform to the 10 and 100-year rainfall events. Earlier this year, Public Works presented to City Council request to remove that bond road upsizing from the capital improvement program, and that the removal of that was approved earlier this year. With the removal of that project from the CIP, the applicant for the Elliott Springs development, the applicant developer, is requesting removal of the conditions that require financial contribution to that system since it's no longer a project. We are also modifying a condition related to Lot W. This Lot W is a pedestrian pathway lot. It was originally conditioned to construct with solid masonry walls along the edges. Based on some oversight on the plan checking end, it was constructed with solid wood fences. We have coordinated with the Cosumnes Community Services District, since they're the ones that are responsible for maintenance of that lot as a pedestrian corridor lot. They don't feel that the masonry wall is necessary in that location, and it's not necessary for any sound attenuation. Simply it acts as a separation between those residential lots and the pedestrian corridor. So we're modifying the condition to allow that wood fence to remain. It would be under maintenance of the adjacent homeowners, just like any wooden good neighbor fence would be. And finally, the new map for Village 3. I mentioned before, this is really, the new map is really meant to reconfigure that village core to accommodate the new clubhouse and also accommodate 21 additional senior patio home lots. And that map is shown on the screen before you. This project was heard by the Planning Commission on its June 19th, 2025 meeting. They voted unanimously to recommend approval by the City Council. As far as environmental review, staff did coordinate with our consultants to complete an environmental impact report addendum. That addendum determined that the project would not result in any conditions that would require the preparation of a new or subsequent EIR, and did not require any revisions to the existing mitigation measures to carry out the project as modified before you tonight. Staff does recommend that the City Council adopt the addendum to the Silverado Village Special Planning Area Environmental Impact Report, which is now known as the Elliott Springs Special Planning Area, and also recommends that the City Council approve amendments to the Elliott Springs Special Planning Area, amendments to the Elliott Springs Development Agreement, amendments to the Elliott Springs Villages 1 and 2 tentative map, conditions of approval, and approval of the new map for the Elliott Springs Village 3, all based on the findings and subject to the conditions provided in the ordinances and resolutions that are provided in the staff report. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions, and the development team is in attendance tonight also, should there be any questions for them.
Thank you for your presentation. I will declare that the public hearing is now open and invite the applicant if you wish to speak.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Marty Eckert. I work for Elliott Homes. I'm joined tonight by other members of the project team. Thank you for hearing this item tonight. I want to begin by complimenting city staff for all the work that they did to get us to this key moment in the process. Antonio's presentation was very comprehensive, so I won't add any more details at this time. With that said, we have reviewed the staff report. We're in agreement with the conditions of approval, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. I will go ahead and open up the public comment opportunity. We have 2 people signed up to speak. We'll start with Kathy Lee, followed by Steve Lee.
Good evening, Mayor. It's been a while. Hope you guys are all having a good summer. If you don't know, my name's Kathy Lee. I'm from Quail Ranch, the neighborhood that abuts the Elliott Springs development to our east. Our neighborhood has followed this project since its original inception in 2005. We have a lot of time and effort invested in this project. Elliott, I want you to know, has been an excellent partner. Together through many meetings, many disagreements, many modifications, we now support Elliott and we congratulate them on working cooperatively with us and providing a diverse housing option for Elk Grove. But we do have an issue with one aspect of the project, and we share this with you for informational purposes only. But in this age-restricted area, we want them to get all the amenities this project has listed. And what I'm speaking to is part of the project that's already done that connects Quail Ranch to Elliott Springs is a walking paseo, a place where you can go from one neighborhood to the other so that we are not separate neighborhoods. We can gather together. This paseo, and there's a picture of it in the staff report, shows a very lovely paseo with green trees, grass, flowers, very pretty. What we got was a rock garden. Literally, they paved the area and they threw down some rocks and a couple of boulders. There's no sprinklers, there's no grass, there's no trees. It is a steaming hot mess to walk that block. The heat just rises. So, of course, the staff report says that the landscape will be comparable to the trail system within the balance of the community. This did not happen. This just did not happen. So what I just want to make sure that you can make happen is that in this new project, they show a lot of paseos. They don't have fences between the houses. They have all these walking paths. Well, we want to make sure those walking paths are what they say they're going to put in, that they have green grass, that they have a shady place to sit. We don't have a bench. We don't have anything. We just have rock. So we've talked to Elliott. They have an excuse why our paseo, and they said it, doesn't really meet their standards, but it is what it is. But we can move forward, make sure that this age-restricted area gets very nice paseos that have trees, benches, and those kinds of things. So other than that, we are very happy with Elliott's plan. We have no objection to it. We just hope that they build those paseos correctly. Thank you.
Next up is Steve Lee, followed by Jim Kelly.
Hi, everybody. Everybody doing good? Okay. I'm here related to the 1213. I've got a problem a little bit with that, and I spoke to that whenever we did this the last time we were here. My problem is that the storm pipe. They said that if you look on page 34 of your report, at the very bottom of the page, it says the upsizing is no longer necessary based on field observations during the October 21st, 2001 storm. Well, all that storm water from that storm came into our neighborhood. It didn't go into the storm. There's no idea, no one knows really how much water that storm can take, that the storm drain can take, because all of it came into my neighborhood. So I have a question, I have a problem with that. Secondarily, we have a river just 2 miles east of Elk Grove. And if you're paying attention to what's happening in the news with Kerrville, Texas, the water there rose 30 feet in less than 3 hours. If we have something like that to happen, and the river I'm talking about doesn't have a dam to hold the water back, if we have a huge storm like that, Elk Grove is going to be in some serious trouble. My problem, or my question for you is, Do we have a warning system here in place in town? Do we have an emergency director in town? Do we as a city have a correction, not correction, courtation, civility? What do we do? What are we supposed to do? How do we know what we're supposed to do if something like that were to happen here? I don't think there's anything like that that's been brought up, and I wouldn't know what to do if we have something like that. And I know on the east side where I live, east side of town, there's if we have a problem with the railroad tracks, we can't get first responders over to our side of the neighborhood. So I've got a problem with that too. So I guess my question to you is our city ready for a similar event that happened in Kerrville? And please look into it and please let us know, because I think we need to know. If we're going to ignore climate problems, we need to know what to do. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is Jim Kelly.
Good evening. My name's Jim Kelly. I have a simple question. Those of us that live in Quail Ranch Estates on the north side, we enjoy a light and air easement. I think at least 3 of you have gotten my lecture about light and air easements. It's ludicrous that we have them because they aren't real light and air easements. But what they do is they prohibit us from building within 50 feet of our north property line. The subdivision that you're about to approve abuts the exact same property that caused our light and air easements to exist. Does this Elliott Springs Ranch take into account the rural nature of the Campbell Road Estates? If it does, why doesn't it have a 50-foot light and air easement? You need to deal with that. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our public comment portion. I will go ahead and close the public comment opportunity. Does the applicant wish to have any final remarks? No? Oh, okay, great. Then I will go ahead and declare that the public hearing is now closed and open it up to council comments, questions. I'll start to the right.
I'll go first. So let's see. Yes, you guys know my phone number. Why didn't you call, right? Marty reached out to me earlier this week. I didn't get back with him because I didn't have any questions. I didn't have any problems. If you guys know my phone number, you could have given me a call. It would have made life a little bit easier, particularly related to the paseos, right? So my hope is that, of course, you'll do your best with those paseos to keep it in line with the community standards that have been laid out. On conditions 13 and 40, I think we've been down that road. We've had that conversation. Absolutely, there was flooding in 2021. I think we've answered that well enough. And I believe that the reason that it was in your neighborhood was simply because the rain caught them at the wrong time and the construction was in a bad place. So I think we've worked through conditions 13 and 40. But one of the questions I have for maybe a future item, something to talk about, is that, I think there's an important point relative to Kerrville and our preparedness, and perhaps in a later item, and I'm not asking for it this week or anything like that, but let's have a conversation about our county FEMA, about just a presentation on community preparedness, maybe before winter. That's it.
So,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think to your point, we had not this full range, but we did do an emergency preparedness presentation
Was it this year?
with the fire district, and we did touch upon some of those emergencies that we could potentially face. So if you want to look at
was it as part of 13 and 40, or was it just a
it was
regular?
completely different, but it touched upon various items.
Yeah.
So if you want to, we can reshare that and see if there's something missing.
Yeah, that was focused more on the fire risks.
Sure.
But if you want to specifically talk about the flooding risks, we could do that in advance of the winter season.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be a today thing, but I think it wasn't something needing an answer today, but it was a question of, are you prepared? And I think that's a reasonable question to ask, and I'm certain that our county, I don't know if it's county FEMA or what they call it, but
County OES.
County Office of Emergency Services.
Office, yeah.
Right? I'm certain
OES.
that, we do, have plans, but I think we need to, talk about those. So with that, I'm willing to make the motion to approve. Oh, before I back up, long history, very, very long history with Silverado. I want to thank the developers. I want to thank Steve, Kathy Lee. I want to thank the members of the residences to the east, to the west and to the south. It has been a very, very long process, at times at times contentious, but I want to thank everybody for working it out in the best way possible. So with that, I'll make the motion to approve.
Councilmember Brewer?
I think Councilmember Spees hit on some very important points. Very thankful for that, because when you're talking about flooding on the scale of Kerrville, we obviously don't believe it could ever happen here in Elk Grove, but it can happen. Casuma's River is one of the last wild rivers in the state, if not in the western region. And because it does not have a levee, we saw the power and the magnitude of what happened a couple of years ago out in Wilton, and how it flooded over into Highway 99 and took lives. And so that's a very real question that Mr. Lee had asked, and something that we should look at and work with the County Office of Emergency Services and the California State Office of Emergency Services and whatever is left of FEMA, because the federal level is stripped all funding and killing FEMA as we speak, which is very unfortunate. And so anything we could do to do some sort, to look at things in real time, see what needs to be done from a safety standpoint to protect the east side is very important, because we are separated by the railroad line, and heaven forbid, a train gets stuck or just stalls, and we're in one of those rare moments. It's an unwelcome problem to have if you live in Quail Ranch Estates, Elliott Ranch, rural community, Wilton. It's just, you don't want to be in that predicament, and it's something we should definitely take a serious look at. On the overall scale of conditions 13 and 14, we had those discussions earlier this year. We sat in a couple of workshops over at Elk Grove Elementary School. The city staff, the applicant, the community leaders, all were there in one room. It was a very good discussion, spirited discussion, not an easy discussion, but it was held. The city had a great explanation on why those conditions were offered, and I feel very comfortable with those decisions that our city staff made, because it wasn't done flippantly. It was done consciously and done with a lot of teamwork and a lot of collaboration, and it was done in the spirit of doing what was best as this new development was being created. And for the overall work, speaking to all sides over these past few months, this is nothing that is new to us. We were expecting this to happen. It's here, and I'm very comfortable with making the second of that motion for tonight.
Thank you. Councilmember Suen?
Thank you, Mayor. I think I'll start with the comments about the flooding, because coincidentally, why I'm late is because for my day job, I just came back from the National Association of Flood and Stormwater Management Agencies, their annual conference in Chicago, where we heard from the Assistant Secretary of the Army, FEMA, obviously lots of representatives from Texas, Charlotte, us, of course, California, national again. So we talked about Kerrville, and so that, I'll just briefly say the circumstances around Kerrville are very different from hydrology and hydraulics. So, but I do understand the concern. So I just wanted to add to what Councilmember Spees, Councilmember Brewer were talking about. Annually, our state, California, does Flood Preparedness Week. So it's in October. So during that time, I think it would be great for us to participate, and it's self-led, and so I know Mr. Werner has done some things in the past, and so we could do another thing where we're educating our community on. We do have to Mr. Lee's point, we do have our own local EOC, and we have officers in those roles with the standard emergency management system, so we can educate the public on that. So anyway, that's part of it. For the tentative map, the only thing I would add is, and if the applicant is amenable, I appreciate that the maintenance of that fence and that paseo is going to be locally maintained, but I think for the sake of the residents in the future, it would be better off to have that fence be HOA maintained, right? Because as time goes on, the HOA might tag you for it, but the homeowner might take their time and not do it, and the fence could look pretty ugly. So I think, putting that. Did I miss something? Did we lose the paseo entirely, or?
No, so
Okay.
where the paseo with the fence correction that Antonio was describing is in a portion of the project that's not subject to an HOA, whereas Village 3 will have an HOA, but that's not the paseo we're talking about.
Oh, okay. So this area is not part of the HOA at all?
Then this is in Village 1, and so there is no HOA within that village.
So only part of this community is going to have an HOA?
Village 3, because it's a gated neighborhood, will have an HOA because it maintains the streets, the fencing, the
Okay.
paseos that are within that village, open space amenities, the clubhouse. The paseo that Antonio is referring to with the corrective action regarding the fencing, it's up near the model home complex. It's on Elliott Springs Drive, about halfway up from Bond. And in that area, that particular area is a traditional single-family neighborhood. It does not have an HOA to provide any sort of maintenance. All of the paseo maintenance itself and the other trails and the park facilities are CSD maintained. In this case, the fencing is on the homeowner side, and so therefore the homeowner responsibility to maintain, not the district.
All right. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but I think over time it's might not look good, but I understand. All right, understand. Thank you. I don't have any further comments. Thank you.
Okay, well, excellent comments from my colleagues. I really do appreciate the developer working with all stakeholders, getting us to this place. So with that, we do have a motion and a second, so all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will go on now to 8.1. Okay, that was 8.1. Let's see, where are we?
Indeed, so
Yep,
just
we are now
one
on
step
8.1.
back to 8.1, which is our public hearing to consider resolution confirming and approving the reported delinquent solid waste and storm drain utility charges prepared by Republic Services.
Good evening again. I'm Kara Taylor Seaman, the finance manager here at the City of Elk Grove. And I'm here tonight to bring to you the Republic Services Delinquent Utilities Report. Just a little bit of background. The city has contracted with Republic Services to provide solid waste and storm draining billing and services dating back to July 1st of 2017. And the city does assist them with placing any delinquent accounts on the tax rolls, property tax rolls at Sacramento County. So the accounts listed in the proposed tax levy represent those that are delinquent for at least 120 days and that were incurred prior to March 1st of this year. Each year, Republic Services, or on June 20th of this year, Republic Services notified delinquent account holders of tonight's public hearing. There are representatives from Republic here to talk to their accounts with anyone who is concerned. Were just over 1,500 account holders who were notified, and the total dollar amount was just over $864,000. This is significantly lower than 2024, where there were 2,700 account holders and a dollar amount of just over $1.5 million. So their collection efforts are notable and to be commended. Detail for solid waste and storm drain charges are shown on this, are 1,530 accounts for solid waste and 50 accounts for storm drain. And this slide does show the breakdown for both types. In closing, the customers who paid their delinquencies I said yesterday, but they are actually working with people today. So if they do bring their accounts current, then those accounts will be removed from the delinquent report and will not be submitted to the county for collection. Representatives from Republic Services, namely Carla Hedron, is here tonight and is talking with residents in the lobby-way. The remaining accounts will be submitted to the county for collection through the property tax roll. And so finally, staff recommends that that City Council conduct a public hearing, adopt the resolution to approve and confirm the report, and request that delinquent charges be placed on the upcoming fiscal property tax roll. And I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. At this time, I will declare the public hearing is now open and open up public comment opportunity. No one has signed up to speak. I'll close public comment and declare the public hearing is now closed. Any questions or comments? Looking to the right.
Yep. Quick question. In the budget for this year, we included the ability for low-income residents to work through SMUD to help with utilities. So my question is, next year, when we perform this, will we ensure that we notify those who may be qualified for assistance, that they, am I mixing apples and oranges here? You see where I'm going with it? If someone is,
Yeah, I mean, what we offer is a reduced rate, 20% for those that qualify based on the SMUD
Correct.
low-income criteria,
Right.
right? So that won't necessarily affect, somebody could still get a 20% discount, still be delinquent on their bill, and they'd still be part of this.
absolutely,
process.
100%. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that when we communicate with them, maybe we should say something of, if you qualify for blah, blah, right? Please do so you may get a 20% reduction in that. That's all I'm trying to join those two processes together. I know it was too late for this.
Yeah.
But for next year, perhaps we could.
So,
Does that
yeah,
make sense?
I think so. So we are going through a process of making sure we're notifying people about the program.
Correct.
I think what you're suggesting is maybe as part of next year's delinquency notices, we could put an insert in there or something. By the way, we have offered this program.
Correct.
That could be another way of advertising what we offer.
Correct. And maybe reduce it by 20%.
Right.
Their delinquency by 20% is what I'm saying.
I guess we'd have to look at that because that's obviously in arrears. And so we need the timing of when they were eligible.
Sure.
May not be able to go backwards.
Gotcha.
In that. I think it's mostly prospective. Once you qualify, then your future bills, but we wouldn't necessarily take it as a reduction off past bills.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
if we could include it as a flyer to say, hey,
Going
if you
forward.
qualify for this, please
Yeah.
take advantage of this. Okay, thank you. I know I was kind of mixing apples and oranges, but it made fruit salad. Thank you. Oh, I can support this. I'll make the motion.
Any other questions, comments? You do, okay, go ahead.
It's like a nice ambrosia salad with the Philadelphia cream cheese in there. But I think but I do understand the intention because garbage, recyclables, green waste, they fit into the same overall design as a utility, and it's something that we should definitely be mindful for our residents. Very appreciative of the Public Services being here tonight to engage with the public, answer all questions, and provide some assistance where it could be had, because it shows that they are definitely a strong partner for the city and stepping up to the plate and helping and providing assistance where needed. So very happy that they are here for this tonight, and I want to thank Ms. Taylor Seaman for the presentation. Thank you.
Councilmember Stewart, do you have any questions? Comments?
No comments. Happy to second Councilmember Spies.
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And let's see, did 02, so we're on 8.3.
And item 8.3 is a public hearing to consider resolution approving a specific plan amendment to amend the Laguna Ridge specific plan and determination of a tentative subdivision map substantial conformance for the Treasure Homes specific plan amendment and substantial conformance project.
Good evening again, Mayor Sting Allen, members of the Elk Grove City Council, Antonio Oblog, Community Development, here to present to you item 8.3, which is the Treasure Homes project. With this project tonight, the applicant is requesting a specific plan amendment to amend the Laguna Ridge Pacific land use designation for the area within the approved Treasure Homes 2 subdivision. Also requesting a determination of substantial conformance for modifications to the approved tentative subdivision map. Part of that substantial conformance finding is that there will be no change in the number of residential lots. It will stay the same. The project is located on approximately 56 acres on the north side of Bilby Road, east of Bruceville Road. The site is mostly undeveloped. However, there is a detention basin at the southeast corner of the site and a sewer lift station adjacent to the site's southern boundary. Currently, the general plan designation of the site is low-density residential and parks and open space, with Laguna Ridge Pacific plan designations of residential RD4, RD5, and RD7, with additional parks and drainage. And the zoning of the site is RD5 and RD7, also with parks and recreation and open space. Most of the modifications that I'll be discussing tonight occur within Village 3. That is the easterly half of this subdivision. The request to amend the specific plan is shown before you on the diagrams, the existing land use. For that big yellow portion of the subdivision is currently designated RD4 in the Laguna Ridge specific plan. The request is to modify the designation of that to RD7. And this is basically a cleanup back in, I believe, 2023. That portion of the site was rezoned from RD4 to RD7, but the associated changes to the Laguna Ridge specific plan were not completed at that time. So we're cleaning that up now, reconciling those existing zoning designations with the Laguna Ridge specific plan designations. We are also modifying that lower right corner of the project, and I'll talk about some of the drainage requirements that are driving that in the next following slides. So the applicant is making some map amendments to accommodate an increased drainage requirement. When this map was originally drawn and approved, it contemplated approximately 3.7 acres of drainage and detention area. Based on the updated engineering analysis, it was determined that approximately 10 acres of drainage would be needed, so that drainage basin has increased in size. And because of the change in zoning that occurred in 2023, the developer was actually able to reconfigure some of those lots to be smaller lots. They're smaller, but still not the RD7 size lots. They end up being about 6,000 square feet, so a standard single-family lot size. They were able to reconfigure that drainage and parks area without losing any lots within the subdivision. So within that Village 3, the original approval allowed 61 lots. It still proposes 61 lots even with the increase in size of that drainage basin. You can see the changes in red line on the screen before you. Because there are not significant changes to the circulation and the map is being modified to accommodate an increased drainage demand. And again, the lot count stays the same. The request is to find this map in substantial conformance with the previous approval. This project was heard by the Planning Commission at its June 19, 2025 meeting. The Planning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval by the City Council. No further environmental analysis is required. This project carries forth the residential project analysis that was conducted as part of the Laguna Ridge Pacific Plan EIR. And these modifications will not result in any changes to the total number of residential lots within either the subdivision or the overall specific plan area. So tonight, staff is recommending that the City Council find no further environmental review is required pursuant to State CEQA Guidelines Section 15162, and Section 15183, and approve the specific plan amendment and substantial conformance for the project based on the findings included in the draft resolution. I know the developer was trying to get a representative here tonight. I don't know if they were able to make it, but I'd be happy to answer any questions should you have any.
All right, thank you for your presentation. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing is now open and open up the public comment opportunity. You said the applicant
We
is
do
here?
have a representative.
Oh,
from
you
the
do? Okay, I thought you said you didn't. Okay. I will invite up the applicant.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Good evening. Great. How are you? My name's Jacqueline Bays. I'm actually the civil engineer on the project, but I'm also here representing Richland, the applicant. Antonio did a great job as usual, so I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Now I will open up the public comment opportunity, and nobody is signed up to speak. I will close public comment and declare the public hearing is now closed. Questions or comments to the right, looking at any? No, to the
Move
left?
staff's recommendation.
Second it.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item, 8.4.
That'll be a public hearing to consider a resolution approving a determination of public convenience or necessity for sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits, an ABC Type 21 license for the Loop Neighborhood Market Project.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. Joseph Daggerman, Associate Planner in the Community Development Department. This is the Loop Neighborhood Market Letter of Public Convenience or Necessity. This project consists of a determination of public convenience or necessity, also known as a PCN, that would allow for the Loop Neighborhood Market to upgrade from a Type 20, which is an off-sale beer and wine license, to a Type 21 off-sale general license, alcohol license from the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control. A Type 21 license would allow for the sale of beer, wine, and distilled spirits for off-site consumption. If this upgrade to the Type 21 license is approved, the project site will surrender the Type 20 license. The project site is located at 8607 Elk Grove Boulevard on the northwest intersection of Elk Grove Boulevard and East Stockton Boulevard. It's adjacent to the Elk Grove Village Shopping Center, currently developed with a Shell fueling station and Loop Neighborhood Market, along with an attached car wash. Just make note, a PCN for the Type 20 license was approved by the City Council back in 2023. So before I use the floor plan of the Loop Neighborhood Market, the beer and wine will continue to be displayed in the previously approved areas of the store. Those are the rectangles that you see in red. The distilled spirits will be displayed in the locked cabinet area in the cashier area. That's the small area that's highlighted in blue. Sales will be from 6 a.m. to midnight. So this PCN, ABC requires that an applicant obtain a PCN when the establishment is located within a high crime area, which the crime reporting district has reported crimes that are 20% greater than the average of reported crimes for other subsectors in the city, and or when the census tract is deemed over-concentrated by ABC standards. Elk Grove is separated into 26 subsectors for crime reporting purposes. Elk Grove PD compiles crime statistics in 7 areas. The project site is located on subsector 5101, which reported 134 crimes in 2024. The 120% average for the number of crimes is 130. So this subsector is considered in a high crime area. Additionally, census tract 93.08, anything more than 3 licenses is considered over-concentrated in the census tract. There are currently 6 active licenses in the census tract. I will make note that CVS in the Elk Grove Village Shopping Center recently closed. They are in the process of surrendering and transferring that license out. And then one of the other licenses is the Loop Neighborhood Market Type 20. You've seen this slide in my presentations in the past, but the City Council determines whether a public convenience or necessity will be served by the issuance of an alcohol license for the applicant's premise based on the following factors. Number 1, the proximity and number of other retail establishments selling alcohol, proximity to the schools, playgrounds, and other facilities serving young individuals, the proximity to residential neighborhoods, and then whether the retail outlet provides a wide range of desirable goods and services or a unique type of goods or service. So this graphic depicts the proximity to the mentioned uses. As I mentioned, there was the CVS, but they're recently closed and they're in the process of surrendering their license. The nearest establishment that is currently selling ABC products is the Chevron gas station and extra mile convenience store located diagonal from the project site. The nearest public school is more than half a mile away, which is Joseph Kerr Middle School. And the nearest park, Baker Park, is approximately 2,500 feet away to the east. The nearest residential neighborhood is the Emerald Vista apartment homes located across the subject property on the east side of Emerald Vista Drive. So this PCN was routed to the police department. They reviewed it and determined that there is no public safety reason to oppose the finding of the public convenience or necessity or the associated ABC application. In terms of safety security, the applicant has committed to implement ongoing staff training on security, safety, and sales of age-restricted products. And then digital surveillance will be maintained and recorded for at least 30 days for the store's interior and exterior and will be shared by law enforcement upon request. In terms of CEQA, the project is exempt pursuant to section 15061B3. This is the common sense exemption. Granting of this PCN will expand the products available for sale at the existing convenience store, but will not bring any physical changes to the environment. So staff's recommendation tonight is to approve this PCN. Staff and the applicant are available to answer any questions. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I will declare the public hearing is now open. And do we have an applicant present? Yes. Okay. Hello.
Hi. Hey, good evening. My name is Steve Rawlings. I'm here on behalf of the Loop Neighborhood Markets. I think you may have seen me a couple times here before. I always like to point out, first of all, we do concur with the staff's recommendation for the record. This is a request to upgrade a license, and I always like to emphasize to everybody that the driver for this request is so that my client can sell these products that are called RTDs, ready to drink beverages. We're all familiar with like White Claw and Truly seltzers, which have been exploded in the last 10 years. Those companies have also come out with these ready to drink beverages, which actually have an ingredient that is a distilled spirit, White Claw lime margaritas or Truly vodka sodas. The alcohol by volume, even though it's a distilled spirit, is the same as a beer or as the White Claw seltzers there. But because they contain a little bit of distilled spirits, ABC requires us to have a Type 21 license. And so hence the request today. We made a similar request on behalf of Rocket Convenience Stores, our other store on Harbor Point also carries these particular products. While we may inventory some bottles of distilled spirits, those bottles would be stored behind the cashier in a locked glass cabinet. The RTDs would be where our other seltzers are. So these products are by far and away the most popular products out there. Wine sales have declined quite significantly, and beer sales as well. Consumers are really attracted to this, and we would like our opportunity to stay competitive, and we've been selling beer and wine for the past couple of years, and I don't think we've been any kind of issue with that. And so with that, I appreciate it if we could have an opportunity to sell these products, and I'm available for any questions that anybody may have.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I will go ahead and open up the public comment opportunity. And nobody has signed up to speak on this. I will go ahead and close public comment and declare the public hearing is closed. Any questions, comments?
Move staff's recommendation.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, next item, 8.5.
And it's a public hearing to consider an ordinance amending Elk Grove Municipal Code, Chapter 3.08 on uniform transient occupancy tax, and consider a resolution authorizing the city's consultant HDL to waive prior collections, penalties, and fees related to transient occupancy tax audit findings.
All right, good evening once again. I'm still Kara Taylor Seaman, the finance manager here at the city, and I'm here tonight to present a public hearing to consider items concerning the city's municipal code and items regarding the transient occupancy tax. And to start with a little bit of background, the city began collecting transient occupancy tax upon its incorporation in the year 2000. And what that is, we call it TOT. It is basically a tax on hotel rental charges. The current rate is 12% that is remitted by the hotels and paid to the city. The municipal code contains details regarding the collection of the tax, including exemptions, and also the definition of what rent is. In this case, rent is the amount charged, whether or not it's received, for the privilege of occupying that room. Also, in 2021, the city engaged the services of a consultant, HDL, to collect, monitor, and audit the collection of TOT. Prior to that time, hotels would self-report rental income to the city, including exemptions and calculations for the TOT. There was no review or audit conducted prior to our work with HDL. So HDL conducts audits of 2 hotels every year, and they do a 3-year look back of all the activity. Those audits were conducted beginning in 2024 and found that the hotels have not been collecting and remitting TOT for complimentary rooms. And those rooms, complimentary rooms, are defined as those for which the hotel does not charge any rent to the guest and does not receive any other revenue for the occupancy. To provide some context, hotels report income of over $25 million a year. Taxable rent is about $23 million a year. The TOT that has not been collected is around $2,100, so it's less than 0.1% of the total. With the penalties and interest that HDL calculated, we're looking at $2,790. So again, those audits have revealed that the hotels have never been collecting or remitting that amount to the city. Following the release of the first sets of audits, staff met with representatives of all local hotels to gather information about complimentary rooms. We also conducted research with other local cities to determine standard practices in the area and found out that Elk Grove is unique and that other cities do not charge TOT on complimentary rooms. So staff recommends that the council approve the resolution and ordinance to amend the city's municipal code, section 3.08.040, to add an exemption that would exclude complimentary rooms from the collection of TOT. In addition, staff recommends that council waive the uncollected TOT interest and penalties for the prior audits, which totaled $2,790. The reason for this is to align with local standards and to promote and foster positive and ongoing collaborative relationships within the hotel community. And that concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. I will declare the public hearing is now open and open up the public comment opportunity. We have one speaker, Erin Val.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Nice to see you again.
I don't know where you were hiding. I did not see you.
Right over there.
Okay.
I'm Erin Val, and I'm the director of Explore Elk Grove, representing Explore Elk Grove and the hotels in the Tourism Marketing District of Elk Grove. We appreciate the city's willingness to work with us and work toward a fair and reasonable resolution. We recognize the importance of compliance and being consistent, and we support the proposed amendments to the municipal code. We also want to thank the city staff, Kara and Daryl, for the collaborative approach and recommendation to waive the prior collections, the penalties and fees as part of this update. It's a thoughtful solution, and we look forward to moving forward with clarity and alignment. So thank you for your consideration and partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Val. That concludes our public comment. I will close public comment. and declare the public hearing is now closed. Let's see, any questions or comments? I'll look to the left. Nope, to the right. Any questions, comments?
Motions 1 and 2.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Just a random question. Do we collect a TOT on Airbnb? And how does this?
Yes, we do. We have a company that helps us audit that as well.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, so we've done 9.1. We are on, 11. Council comments, reports, future agenda items. I'll start with Councilmember Suen.
I will waive my report. Thank you.
Councilmembers Brewer,
So we have myself and Councilmember Spees, we have Sacramento Public Library Authority tomorrow at the Sacramento County Administrative Offices at 3 o'clock.
thank you. Councilmember Spees,
And I will waive my report as well.
I will waive. We've been on summer recess, so we will have many reports coming up, I'm sure. Thank you. With that, we will go ahead and adjourn. Yes.
I do have one thing I'd like to raise.
Sure.
If, with the indulgence of the council. And so I know in our last city council meeting, I know Mr. Jim Kelly had approached us about taking a look at our policy on light and air easements and looking at setbacks and everything associated with that. And I wanted to see, and I just wanted, in what he's seeking, he is asking us if we could provide some clarity and bring this back at a future item in a council meeting to have that discussion on this very subject. But I wanted to check the temperature of the group to see if that's something that we would be willing to discuss.
I personally am not in favor. I feel that staff has been readily available. I'm not sure what discussions would come about that haven't already been exhausted at the staff level. That's just the opinion of me.
Well, similarly, yeah, but I would also add that I know, Mr. Kelly, I think you have the opportunity to file the application and have it brought to council for consideration to be removed.
Are you addressing me or are you?
I'm speaking. I see you in the audience, but I'm just speaking. But I would. I also am aware of some neighbors who may not want that. So for us to do it unilaterally, I think it would not be appropriate. So I think we need to have Mr. Kelly apply on his own and have us consider it.
Right. And I aligned myself with that. I also did prepare an email that if he was to speak about it in public comment, I intended to send him tomorrow. So I think what has been said will be reflective of what I intend to send him in an email tomorrow. I get it. I understand the challenges that there is a process for which one can follow to do so. And I don't think there's an agenda item needed for that.
Fair enough.